All right, what up, bozos? Today I'm going to be breaking down the trade that I took on IWM. This is my first trade ever on IWM. I strictly trade QQQ. So QQQ just had some absolute trash price action today. Like absolutely dog price action. Let me just pull it up so you guys can see. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Like this price action is literally garbage. This is a freaking 1 minute time frame. Look at this. Oh my god. I looked at this. I was staring at this for a minute, and then I was just basically on my phone waiting for it to like move one way or the other. And then we ended up pushing down, bouncing, pushing back up. Like we're just in this freaking range, bro. Look, from 9:30 from market open until like 40 minutes into the day, we didn't make a move for the first 40 minutes. We literally were just flat. So this was trash. This was out of the question. And what happens 99% of the time is I sit here and I start thinking to myself, "Oh, I'm going to take a trade. You know, it's accumulating. I think it's going to go one way, right? Maybe I think it's going to go up. And then all of a sudden, it will go down, right? I'll think it's going to go up because we're at a level of liquidity and it looks like we're bouncing off of it, and then it'll go down. It'll stop me out, and then it'll rip in my favor, and then I'll try to get in and trade to the upside, and then it'll chop sideways, and then I won't make the amount of money that I lost back in the trade up." So anyways, it's a freaking headache. Let me just put it that way. This price action sucks booty hole. So we're going to go over to, if these freaking notifications would get off of my screen, bro. Get out of the way. All right, if we go over to IWM, I pulled up IWM because I've been looking at it more recently. And IWM's price action is absolutely freaking beautiful. Look at this. Just look at this on the day. Now, I wasn't watching it in the beginning, so I wasn't watching it here. I was only watching it once it started to move down. And basically what happened was, in the beginning, right, in the beginning of the day, we put in this high. We had this wick around 8:30. Must have been from news, right? And then price came back up, retested that wick, and then we sold off. And then we sold off right to liquidity to the downside. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, we can see on the 1 hour time frame the lows that I marked out. So this one was a low right here. This one was a low that we ended up taking out. So this 235.9, and then this other one right here was not a low. Oh my god, if I can zoom in, bro. It was not a low, but it was a previous area of resistance that price tested two, I guess you could say one, two, three times roughly, and then we ended up breaking through. So I just put that as a high, right? Previous area of resistance now turned to support, and it looks like we literally bounce off of it perfectly, and that's exactly what I took my trade off of. So if we go back to the 1 minute time frame, yes, I did trade this on the 1 minute time frame, and a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, why are you trading on the 1 minute time frame? There's too much noise." And I thought the same exact thing until I wanted to get some precise entries. Now, you don't have to trade on the 1 minute time frame every single day, but if you're on the 1 minute, let's say you're on the 5 minute time frame, sometimes a 5 minute time frame is not going to tag you into the trade like a 2 minute or a 1 minute time frame would. So my favorite would probably be the 2 minute time frame, to be honest. But the 1 minute time frame presented this opportunity, and I was completely fine with taking it. So basically what happened was, seeing this price action, I did not look at IWM until we started pushing down. I probably pulled it up on my chart around this area right here. So I saw that we pulled up to this previous resistance from the morning. We rejected off of it. And then as soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, I'm going to mark out the lows. Where's price going to go, and where could it bounce, right? Price ends up coming down to these two areas that I marked out. And I'm just going to zoom in right here so we can see. So price ends up pushing down, staying below 9 and 20 or the 9 EMA primarily on the 1 minute time frame. We don't bounce at this first level, this 235.9. We end up bouncing at this 235.61. So as soon as we get a bounce here, I took my trade off of an order block, and I'll show you guys exactly what I did for this. So let me get it into the frame so you guys can properly see. I took my drawing tool, and this candle right here, we pushed down. This candle, we had like some indecision, but it ended up having, buyers push us back up. And then the following 1, 2, 3 candles were green. We rallied to the upside, and I noticed this, right? This would be our order block right here. If we just draw over from here to here, if I can just straighten this thing out. There we go. So that would be our order block right there. We closed above this previous. I guess we didn't on this 1 minute. On the 2 minute, we had closed above this previous low right here. So I was flipping back and forth between 1 minute and 2 minute. And as soon as I saw us come back to this order block and these, so we had two areas of possible support. We had the 235.9, which we already broke below, all right, but we weren't that far below it. And then we had the 235.61, which was the level right below it, which is the one I just showed you that was a previous resistance turned to support. We came back, found support here, pushed up off of this, and as soon as I saw price pull back into it and start to push out of it, that's when I entered my trade. I set stops below this candle wick right here, keeping the stop as tight as possible. That's like 30 cents of risk. And then we ended up pushing up to the upside, and what I set my targets for on this trade were, I guess we can do it on the 1 minute time frame. That works. We zoom right back in here. Let me zoom this over. If I can pull it up. All right. And then we pulled up the fib levels, and I literally just took the fib level from this high, and then I took it down to this low right there. And then my target was a 50% retracement on this. My other target was going to be the 61.8% retracement, but for me, that just seemed too far away, especially once we were right here and we got once we started approaching this 45 and we started having being more stagnant, I was like, all right, I don't want to wait for this because this thing could just reject as soon as it gets to that level, and I'm not trying to be in this when it moves back down. So we ended up hitting the 50% retracement. I took all my profits right there and ended up turning around, finding support at literally the same area of my entry. And then rallying back up to that same spot. And obviously, as you can see right now, we're forming like a pennant right here. But regardless, that was my trade. So we found a higher time frame level of liquidity and a higher time frame level of previous resistance now turned to support. And then we zoomed into the 1 minute time frame. We saw price create an order block, push off of that order block, entered right there, set stops below the previous candle wick, or one of the most recent previous candle wicks. You could have set stops below the low too. That would have been perfectly fine as well, but I just wanted to keep my risk as tight as possible. And if I lost like 5% on this, then that would have been fantastic. I would have been fine with that. But we ended up making 33% on this trade, so that was awesome too. We ended up pushing up off of this. Price held a 9 to 20 beautifully, broke above all of those and hit the 50% retracement perfectly, and I got out, and that's literally the trade. So that was literally like the most beautiful, like textbook, just perfect setups I have ever seen in my entire life. First time trading IWM, so now I'm like actually in love. But yeah, with that being said, hopefully you guys learned from this video. Hopefully you guys take this and apply it to your trading. And if you have not already, hit that subscribe button down below, and like this video for more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys in the next video.